Hi, this is Heidi from Fiddes Australia. One of the questions I get asked very frequently is, how would I spot repair some scratches in my flooring? Today I'm going to show you exactly how to do a little spot repair. For example, some scratches we've got in the flooring here, so that you don't have to buff and recoat the entire floor area. In this instance, there is a scratch that is literally across 3 boards along here and across a couple of boards along there. So what we want to do is localise this repair by masking the section off with some painter's tape. What you'll actually need to do this whole repair is not too many things. So we'll begin with the painter's tape, a very worn out sandpaper. You need a paint stirrer, a tin opener, some hard wax oil, gloves, 4mm microfiber roller, paint tray, some rags. So what I'm doing is I'm finding where the scratches are, and it goes across these 2 boards here, and then we have a scratch that just stops on this board here. So what I'm trying to do here is find out where the butt joint is. So what a butt joint is where the 2 boards meet each other, and I'll be basically just masking that off neatly there. And bringing this entire line right down to the end of that board there. We'll mask along this butt joint. With a lot of other types of finishes like polyurethanes, it would be really difficult to do a spot repair like this, because polyurethanes are film building coats, and you would actually be able to see where the repair is stopped and started. With hard wax oil, because it's not a film building coat, it's very easy to do this because of the fact that it's not a film building coat. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm just using in this instance a worn out 220 sandpaper, which I like to fold in half. So I've got a nice sharp point when I want to get into my corner there. Just applying a little bit of pressure to be able to take the scratches out. It's important to also sand with the grain when you're doing this type of repair, because if we go across the grain, then of course we're going to leave scratches, so we don't want to do that. So this is a section where the scratch has come right across those boards. So what I'll do here, just with the tips of my fingers, just apply a slight little bit more pressure on there, so I'm able to actually take the scratch out. So I've rubbed a little bit harder, and I can just see that I've been able to blend that scratch line in, and then I just gently work that in with the rest of the floor. Little trick is also, when you get a bit of extra sawdust on your paper, you just give it a bit of a tap out. She's nice and clean again. And then lastly, I've come across my last scratch. Applying a little bit of pressure just with the index finger, and then just gently blending that through. So I'm just using a microfiber pad and no water. We're just dry mopping that, just to take some of the dust away. You can just do it with the rag or a vacuum cleaner as well, whatever you have on hand. Okay, so our next step would be to prepare our hard wax oil. And it is very important to thoroughly stir the contents of your tin, even if you've used it before. So you just want to get a paint stirrer, get to the bottom of the tin, and give it a really, really nice and thorough mix, just to incorporate all the oils and waxes together. And then we just fill our sleeve up, just to make sure that you have ample product, thoroughly saturated roller sleeve, and apply away. It is important to try and go with the length of the boards, but it is also okay to use your roller and come across. This is why we use the tape, so we can overlap without getting any of the product on the existing board. And make sure that you have a nice even coat. And that is as simple and as easy as it looks. Okay, so I'm really happy with the way that's turned out. What I'll be doing here is I'll leaving it for about 4 to 6 hours. I might actually leave it overnight because it's 5 o'clock at the moment, PM. So I've come back, my floor is dry, time to take the tape off. And that looks amazing. You can't see my scratches anymore. Really, really super happy with that. So hopefully this video has given you an idea of how easy it actually is to do a little spot repair yourself at home. So if you've got any questions about what you've seen in our video today, or have any questions about any of our products, drop a comment below. Feel free to subscribe to our channel.